Welcome to live class. So in this live class, we are going to look at the last minute revision on nutrition in plant. So I started this topic today, and we talked about how the leaf are adapted for what? For photosynthesis. I've discussed all the 5 parts. We have the upper epidermis, the mesophyll layer, the palisade layer, and we also have the stomata and the vesicular band. I've explained how those structures help a plant to adapt for photosynthesis. Now in this video, we are going to look at the second question, which is explain the gaseous exchange in green plants during 1 daytime, 2 nighttime. So it's 6 marks. So in case you see a question like this, I'll show you how you can answer it in simple terms. Then the other one is using named organism, explain the industrial application of respiration. So you are going to see how you can apply what? Respiration to industrial. How you use respiration in our day-to-day life. So to begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out the next live class or the next video which I will upload on reproduction, ecology, and also to talk about locomotion. We talk about the bones, the nerves. So all those videos are coming. So that you don't miss out any. So to begin, how can you write the gaseous exchange? So you have to understand first, what is gaseous exchange? I told you, try to find a word to define. So gaseous exchange, this is the exchange of, as the name suggests. So you are exchanging gases. Can either be carbon dioxide, nitrogen, all those gases. So let's begin. So solution. So you say question 2, 1. So they are saying, how does a plant do gaseous exchange during the day? So we are going to see how the plant does its gaseous exchange during the day, and we are going to also see how the plant does gaseous exchange at night. Yeah. So remember I told you, start with the definition. So you say gaseous exchange is the exchange of gases or the movement of gases inside and outside the living cell. Yeah. So once you write like that, you have given them what? The introduction. So now moving on to data. How does a plant provide gaseous exchange during daytime? So you can start by saying during the day. So before I write, I need to explain something. So the way plants do gaseous exchange during the day is by photosynthesis, because during the day there is a lot of light, so meaning photosynthesis will be more than respiration. We know that plants do photosynthesis and respiration. These are the two types of what? Of gaseous exchange in plants. Respiration and photosynthesis. So whenever they are talking about gaseous exchange, remember what? Respiration and photosynthesis. So you say now, during the day, the rate of photosynthesis exceeds the rate of transpiration. Yeah. So what are we saying? During the day, the rate of photosynthesis exceeds what? The rate of respiration. Yeah. Why are we saying that it exceeds? Because during the day you have a lot of sunlight, therefore photosynthesis will be more. Yeah. So now green plants. So during photosynthesis, so now you have told them that okay, photosynthesis is the majority. So now you can say during photosynthesis, green plants takes carbon dioxide and releases what? Oxygen. Yeah, so this through the stomata, through the stomata. So we are saying that during the day, what occurs is photosynthesis, where the plant takes in carbon dioxide used for what? For photosynthesis, and releases what? Oxygen after photosynthesis is done. Yeah. Although respiration occurs simultaneously, the net gaseous exchange is, so now although respiration occurs, the net gaseous exchange during the day is the uptake of carbon dioxide and release of oxygen. Yeah. So we are saying during the day, the plant only do what it does is absorbing what? Carbon dioxide, using oxygen. Yeah. Then when it comes to the night now, so moving on to our part, we say during the night. So during the night, photosynthesis, at night there is no light, so photosynthesis would do what? Stop. So we're saying that photosynthesis would do what? Will stop during the night because there is no light. So you say photosynthesis does what? So photosynthesis stops at night due to, so I said due to lack of light or absence of light. So only respiration takes place, which is, so when respiration takes place, this is now where oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released back to the atmosphere. So we are saying that during the day, the plant absorbs what? Carbon dioxide. During the night, it releases what? Carbon dioxide. So here, you just know that the opposite of what the plant does during the day, it does also what? At night. So here we are saying that only respiration takes place where the plant absorbs what? Oxygen and releases carbon dioxide back into the environment. Through what? Through the stomata. Yeah. So you're saying that during the night, your plant releases back carbon dioxide into what? Into the atmosphere. So that's why at night you'll be fighting for oxygen, the plant and yourself. But during the day, you will be getting what? You'll be benefiting from plants. During night, you will be fighting because there's no sunlight. So meaning you will be fighting for air. Yeah. Moving on to our part B, which is the last question I'll do in this live class. So part B is saying, using named organisms, explain the industrial application of respiration. So you're saying now, here you use named examples. How is the respiration applied to industries? Yeah, so that is the first thing you need to know. So whenever we're talking about respiration, whatever should come into your mind is yeast. Yeast is one of the common organisms which is what? Is responsible for respiration. So you can say here, so B, we are saying that yeast is what? Is extensively used in baking and brewing industry. Baking and brewing is used in baking and brewing industry is that via or through anaerobic respiration, which is the fermentation, respiration which occurs in the absence of oxygen, your yeast will release two important products. One is carbon dioxide, which will be used in baking. The other one is ethanol, which will be used to make what? Alcohol. So that those are the two applications which yeast is formed via the process of respiration. So now how can you write this in an essay? So you can say that yeast is used in and brewing industries. So don't get confused when we say brewer is what? Industry. So whenever we're saying brewing industry, these are industries which are responsible for manufacturing what? Alcohol. Yeah. So yeast is used in those industries. So through anaerobic respiration, yeast converts what? Sugars, which is glucose. So sugars, which is glucose, into ethanol and carbon dioxide. Yeah, so these are the two important products which we need to know whenever we are talking about the use of respiration in industries. So now you can move on to saying in baking, what do they use? So in baking, the trapped dioxide is used. So the trapped carbon dioxide is or the trapped carbon dioxide causes the dough to rise. So that's why you see, whenever someone is making doughs to sell, they first add this, then they close the lid so that oxygen does not enter the bucket to allow what? The dough to do what? To rise. So what causes the dough to rise is basically the carbon dioxide. It starts to form what? Bubbles. So now those bubbles, since they cannot escape, they start making the what? The flour to go up, causing the dough to do what? To rise. That's how you use yeast and anaerobic respiration in baking. You have to apply this. Biology is applied to our day-to-day. What? The brewing, the ethanol. So in brewery, the ethanol is retained. Is it retained as desired alcohol product? So it is retained as the desired what? Alcoholic product. Yeah. So this is how you can solve questions on nutrition in plant. In case you have a question like this, explain gaseous exchange in plants during daytime, nighttime. So you can explain it like this. During the daytime, the plant uses main what? Photosynthesis, but also respiration occurs during the day, but it is not that extensive. Whilst at night, only respiration takes place. So this is how you can write a 12 marks essay in biology. So I hope you have understood everything I've said here, and it has helped you in some ways to understand what? The gaseous exchange in plants and during the what? During daytime and night time. So this is where our live class will end for today.